Okay, so we're recording. All right, great. So, okay. If you are tuning into the Beauty Pro podcast, I am very honored to have Miss Danielle Hayden here with us today. She is a total boss babe. I will let her tell you more of who she is and what she does. But Danielle, thanks for being here.
Oh, thank you so much for having me here. I love getting the opportunity to do this. Talking about money is my favorite topic. So I'm just excited.
Yes. Okay, let's just get into it. All right, money, women. We have girl math, which does not, that's
Yeah.
not okay. But okay, just tell us everything.
It's interesting. Okay, so I'll rewind a little bit. So
Yes.
I started my career 10 years ago.
Hmm.
Well, I started the company 10 years ago. And when I left the corporate world and came into entrepreneurship, I had no idea how much money mindset work each of
Mm.
us needs to do in order to be able to show up and lead our businesses. So I very quickly realized this isn't this isn't like corporate, right? Like, yes, we can all use data to drive our decision making. Like we can use it to say, like, oh, okay, is our gut telling us the right thing? But it's not black and white. We have so much history that goes into entrepreneurship. We don't get to just, hang it up on the wall, like when we
Yeah.
walk into the door to run our
Yeah.
business.
Yeah.
So I just like to say, first and foremost, that like you're not alone if you've been burying your head in the sand. This feels like an uncomfortable topic. Like you're not alone and you can do hard things. And so we're going to do that together.
I love it. So you are, from what I was looking at before, you're an accountant.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I am CPA. My background, I actually have a kind of a wild ride into my entrepreneurship journey. I actually started behind the chair. So I worked as a hairdresser right out of high school. And so when I went back to college, when I took my first few accounting classes, I actually thought that I was going to open up my own set of hair salons. Like that was the long term goal.
Hmm.
What I realized when I was working behind the chair is that I had a knack for using money, like using numbers to help myself, the girls that I was working with, and the salon as a whole reach our goals. I'm like, this is data that we can use to understand what's working, what's not working. And so I started to teach the other people around me how to use the numbers so that we could hit our goals. And it was beautiful. It was this like magical thing. Um, Started in corporate and I realized I'm doing the same thing here. What I'm doing
Mm.
is helping the CEO, private equity firm, investors, the management team. Let's use the data. Let's use these numbers to map out what's working, what's not working. How do we do
Hmm.
more of what's working so that we
Hmm.
can hit our goals? So when I left the corporate world as a chief financial officer, I said, okay, what worked in each of these areas of my background? Let me take the pieces that work the best from corporate. Right, there's a lot to learn there.
Yeah.
Pull those pieces back into entrepreneurship to say, all right, these are the things that as entrepreneurs we need to look at every single month, every single year so that we can show up and have these amazing successful business owners. So I think what I want to like just like land in that all of everything I just said is that numbers don't have to be scary. They can be a tool in our toolbox so that we can hit our goals and do more of what we love.
I love this so much. Okay, what are those numbers that beauty and barber pros need to be looking at daily, weekly, monthly?
Yeah. Um okay, what we see online,
Hmm.
right? Like Instagram,
Yeah.
our favorite metric is to look at revenue, right?
Hmm.
Everyone talks about revenue.
Yeah.
Really, what I want you to look at every single week, I want you to look at your cash, right? So, most business owners go out of business not because of revenue, but because of profit and cash. If we don't have enough profit, if we don't have enough cash, we cannot stay in business. And so, every single week, I want you to look at your cash balance, what you have coming in the door each week on average, and what you have going out the door each week on average. Do you have enough cash to make it through next week? Like, what will come in? How will you be able to continue to stay in business? And this doesn't mean you're having like cash flow issues. It doesn't mean
Mm-hmm.
that your business is barely surviving.
Mm-hmm.
See, the biggest business owners I know, right? Like the most successful CEOs I know, they understand their cash and how close they need to be to that number because they understand that it is their responsibility to know that information so
Mm.
that they can take action when it's appropriate.
That's cool. Okay. So I know you've been in the corporate world for a while. In the beauty world, we're always focused, I think, or at least hearing about, yes, it's the cash, which that's the emphasis right now, but it's always like your retention numbers and your weekly sales goals and how much are you upselling in services and all of that. Like for a stylist or a suite renter, what is it that they need to be zoned in on? Because I feel like, especially for the suite girls, they're like, oh, I'm my own business and I'm touching all of this money and I am so fabulous and I don't have to worry about anything. What do you say to that?
Yeah. Okay. So weekly, we need to be looking at those cash dollars.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to talk about monthly
Okay.
because that's where we start to have some of the gray area.
Mm-hmm.
So when we get to the end of each month, yes, you're going to look at revenue. Okay. So,
Mm-hmm.
like, I'm not even bringing up revenue because you're obviously looking at your point of sale system. You obviously know how much sales are coming in the door.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want anyone doing their own bookkeeping. If you are in business doing what you do,
Mm-hmm.
chances are you were never trained on how to be a bookkeeper.
Mm-hmm.
I need you in my life. You need us in your life, right? Like you
Yeah.
should not be doing your own bookkeeping. You're not trained. You don't know how. So when
Just
you're
to rewind, sorry, I don't want to cut you off, but first and foremost, what's the difference between revenue and cash flow?
Mm. So when your bookkeeper sends you your financial statements,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to be able to see revenue, that's
Mm-hmm.
sales, that's
Mm-hmm.
money coming in.
Okay.
Your cash flow, it's going to hit your checking account, right? Like the money's going to come
Right.
in. Here's the problem is that all that money, it also goes back out, right? So all the ways that money flows back out of your account, we've got payroll, we might have an admin assistant. We have supplies. We have the supplies that we like to test.
Mm-hmm.
Research and development.
Yes, yes.
We have our back bar. We have payroll. We need to pay ourselves. What I see a lot in this industry is, oh, this is really my money. You know what I mean? Like it's not my business's money. It's my money. So I'm also going to pay my mortgage, my kids' daycare. Oh, that car payment. Oops, I need gas again. So all those personal expenses, they go through your business. They're not actually a business expense,
Exactly. Exactly.
right?
Okay. Now, what is the difference between bookkeeping and doing your own? Like, should a stylist be doing her own bookkeeping? You just said no. Bookkeeping or your taxes. Like, I know
Okay.
stylists who like do their own taxes. So,
Yeah. I don't want you doing either one of them.
okay, don't do it. Don't do
That's like
it,
me tell
guys.
okay. So that's like me telling you, I'm gonna go in the basement today and I'm gonna cut my own hair. And I'm gonna go pick up the box
Mm-hmm.
from the grocery store tonight, and I'm gonna put
Mm-hmm.
that on my hair in the basement.
Mm-hmm.
How does that make you feel?
Exactly. I'm
You
cringing.
cringe,
Cringing. Okay.
cringing, like, and so I cringe at the thought that anybody thinks they know how to track it in an Excel document, that they know how to do QuickBooks. Like I went to school for so long to know how to do this
Exactly.
stuff, to be a
Exactly.
CPA, to do bookkeeping. And so my team and I, we are trained. So when you work with a money team, like
Hmm.
like my company,
Yeah.
what we do when we work with clients, we I started the business 11 years ago. So we have a proven framework that we used with thousands of business owners. And so when we work with somebody, we take our framework and we apply it to their business. So we set up their income statement and their balance sheet, their financial statements in a way that's actually usable. You use the
Hmm.
QuickBooks dummy account that is like it's laughable. It's not even usable. Maybe you downloaded a template from
Uh-huh.
somebody, some accountant somewhere set it up for you. Okay. But so we take that strategic framework. I want you to imagine 1,000 piece puzzle, right? I just dump it in front of you on the coffee table, right? So many pieces.
Mm-hmm.
You have to really strategically organize those puzzle pieces. And that's what my team and I do. We
Mm-hmm.
strategically organize every single time you make money and spend money. We strategically categorize it. Now, if you're doing your own bookkeeping or you have your tax accountant doing a bookkeeping for you, they might send you a set of financial statements. So they just data dump all this crap out of QuickBooks, send you some Excel documents, maybe a PDF, and they'll tell you what to do with it. It's
Mm-hmm.
like, good luck.
Yeah.
So what my team and I do, we send you what we call the CEO dashboard. It's called the snapshot. And it's an easy to read overview of your numbers. What's the revenue that came in? What's the cost of goods sold? How much, what are your top 5 expenses? And every month we theme our snapshot. So every month there'll be a podcast episode, learning, education. And what we hear from our clients and our audience is like, educate me more. Like, tell me more of what all this stuff means. And so every month we push education out to our clients with their snapshot. So we're like,
Mm-hmm.
hey, this is how you read it, and here's how you make decisions from it. Not all bookkeepers do that for you.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to answer your question. Bookkeeping is the act of looking backwards. So it's taking everything that just happened, organizing it into your financial statements. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Your tax accountant, this is kind of like team member number 2. You should never have a tax accountant without a bookkeeper, because your tax
Right.
accountant then takes what the bookkeeper did and they insert that into your taxes. Your tax accountant's only job is to file your tax return,
Mm-hmm.
unless you've paid them for tax planning. Here's the problem.
What is,
Um,
wait, what is
yep.
tax planning?
Okay. So tax planning is most business owners, right? Most of us, we don't need a lot of tax planning.
Okay.
We can invest in our 401k, our IRA. If if you're not buying, like I'm talking buying properties, building businesses,
Okay.
taking depreciation, managing equipment. Like if you want to do all of that, then you might pay somebody for tax planning. If
Okay.
you're like, I want to run my business, I want to love what I do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to build this thing and I need to file my tax return at the end of the year. I need to report this to the IRS. That's called tax return
Okay.
preparation.
Okay.
Here's what I think that most people, what happens. We hear a lot like the first person you need to hire is tax accountant, right? Like, don't you hear
Mm-hmm.
that all the time?
Yeah, all the time.
So you go hire the tax accountant, and the tax accountant is now your business coach, your financial advisor, your bookkeeper. They're the
Yeah.
person you go to cry, to be reassured,
Yeah.
right? Because they're the
Yeah.
only person you have in your business.
Right.
They're not trained to do any of that. And I went to school and I sit with a lot of CPAs. They're like, what the hell do I do with all this? They are
Yeah.
not emotionally ready for that. So you got to find a money team who wants to have that type of dialogue with you.
Mm-hmm.
My team loves our clients. And so they're like, talk to me, email me, get on a call with me. But
I
like
love
most,
it.
like we find unicorns.
I love it.
Most tax accountants are like, don't call me. So your tax account, they file the tax return. And that's it. Like when you're ready to start looking to the future, when you're starting ready to build a budget, you might hire a CFO to come into your business, a fractional CFO to start helping you plan. You might have a financial advisor in your business that, or in your personal world, helps you invest in your 401k, your IRA, think about retirement in the future and how your personal wealth. But I just want to be clear that that difference between the bookkeeper and tax accountant, the bookkeeper is looking backwards, the tax accountant's reporting that to the IRS,
Mm.
and then CFOs help you plan for the future.
Hmm. Okay. See, that is so good. Like in the beauty industry, like we have, the designated like money coaches, but they're like so focused, I feel like, on down to the minute of what we're doing now that we don't think about, oh, wait, I need to be thinking about this over here, the future over here. When do you recommend a person, a stylist, a barber to get an accountant? Because I feel
Yeah.
like a lot of people wait. They're like, let me wait till I get like more money. Like,
Yeah.
when do you say?
If you were to ask me, I want to rephrase the question. So if you
Okay.
said to me, what's the number one issue that any business owner has? It's money mindset. And
Yeah.
it is saying, I'm too small for fill
Mm-hmm.
in the blank. I'm not enough, fill in
Mm-hmm.
the blank. We look, we all have it. I have my own versions of it. So we all have it.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm going to say is, as soon as you're ready to take yourself serious, that's when you should have a money team.
That's
And if
great.
you're not ready to take yourself serious, then don't call them. When you like, when I think about the person I want to be in 3 years, 5 years, 10 years,
Yeah. Yeah.
like I know what actions they have, the people they have on their team, the things that they need to be doing day in and day out. And
Mm-hmm.
I act like that person until I become them.
Yes.
Right. And so
Yes.
if you have money coming into your business, if you have cash coming into your business, if you have expenses, if you have a signed lease, if you have people that work for you in any capacity, I'm talking about VA, um, like anybody, somebody
Mm-hmm.
who's just shampooing for you. Like
Yeah.
when you have people who
Yeah.
are counting on you, I'm going to say this very clearly. It is your responsibility to manage your money. It's
Mm-hmm.
not an option. You don't get to put your head in the sand. And the IRS, they do not care if you understand money or not, or if you're good at money. They don't care.
They don't care. They do not. They just come in and they take what's theirs and bye. Rape you with no Vaseline. Heard
Yeah.
that.
Yes. And nobody's coming to save you.
Nobody's coming to save you. Absolutely nobody.
So it's your responsibility to say, hey, I see I have money coming in. I've signed a lease. I am ready to grow whatever this is. And when I'm ready to do that, like when you're ready to do that, like
Mm-hmm.
you should have a money team. You should have a bookkeeper tracking your expenses, tracking your income, sending you a CEO dashboard. Even if you don't believe you're a CEO yet, you need to have that monthly snapshot. You need to understand how to pay yourself, when to pay yourself, when to become an S Corp, manage your business correctly. So,
Just do it.
yeah,
Do it from the get, guys. Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
I have a tough love approach. Sorry.
I love it. No, we are real and raw here. We are fine. Okay, so okay, there is some confusion. And so I'm hoping you can give some clarity to this. On this no tax on tips ordeal. I looked into it very briefly as a salon owner. I know it is going around in the industry right now. What is the deal? What is it? Like, I don't know, can you share?
So here's my stance on. I'm going to answer your question in a very roundabout way.
Okay, go for it.
We get to decide what type of business owner we want to be.
Hmm.
And so, do we want to be the type of business owner who manages their business for tax? Meaning, I
Hmm.
want to pay as little money in taxes as possible. I'm going to take every shortcut. I'm going to make every personal expense a tax write-off.
Hmm.
I'm gonna call my family aboard and take them all to Disney for a board meeting,
Oh
right?
my God.
That
Yeah.
one drives me nuts.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna turn every meal with my girlfriends into a business meal. And
I'm
then
dying. I'm dying over here.
yeah, my team is like, well, how do we even put our name on this? Like my team won't anymore.
Okay.
So it's the same thing with reporting income.
Okay.
We have some people who are like, I don't want to report any cash. That's free money to me that I don't have to pay to the IRS. Like, so that's one way we can manage our business. Okay.
Okay.
Option two is we can say, I want to have a healthy, sustainable, profitable business. And I want to pay myself correctly. And I want to report income. And you know why I want to report the income? Because I want to be able to get a home loan. I want to be able to own my own car. I want to be able to go get a car loan. I want to be able to take on investors. I want to be able to get
Hmm.
a bank loan. I need to be able to get a line of credit when the business is ready to grow. I might want to sell my salon one day. I might
Hmm.
want to sell this thing that I've created.
Hmm.
Not do any of that if you are not creating a valuable business.
My gosh. Do it right. Oh,
Yes.
okay. So this no tax on tips deal is just record your tips. Is that like an incentive for
To
people
me,
to?
it's yes, record your tips, record them.
Oh, okay. Okay. Why don't they just say that?
Build the business so that it's a healthy, stable, profitable business.
Okay. All right. Okay. Now, you mentioned, and I think this is a big thing that maybe a lot of people go through in the industry or not. How much, okay, how much does a salon owner supposed to, or a business owner supposed to pay themselves? Like, what's
Yeah.
the rate? Like
Mm.
10%, 2%? Like what should be their rate of payment?
Yeah. So I'm going to talk about two different entity types. I
Okay.
feel like I'm answering every question of yours with two options.
It's double, but I think it's great. People need to know both sides of the coin.
Okay. So most business owners, I hope, have created an LLC. So
Yeah.
when you start your business, you go and you file a legal entity called the LLC.
Hmm.
At that point, you are paying self-employment tax, meaning that you are taking owner's draws from your business. So I consider owner's draws going up to the cash ATM of your business. So you're just going up to the ATM, take out as much cash as you want. You are going to pay taxes on the net income of your business. Sales minus cost of goods sold minus operating expenses. That bottom number on your income statement,
Hmm.
that's what you're paying taxes on. That's why I say every single month you need to know what your net income is.
Yeah.
Not quarterly, not once a year, every single month, because that's what you're paying taxes on.
Okay.
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 Now, how much do you pay yourself? As an LLC, you can go to the owner's draw ATM and you can take out as much money as you want.
Hmm.
The question is, how much can your business afford to pay you?
Hmm.
And as an LLC, it's really important that we're looking at the income statement. I like to look at the last 6 to 12 months. So you'd
Okay.
go into your QuickBooks, into your accounting software, and run the income statement for the last 6 to 12 months. And in there, you'll look at your average revenue. You'll look at your average cost of goods sold, your average operating expenses. So, how much on average each month is your business taking in profit?
Mm.
That's how much you can pay yourself, is based
Okay.
on net income.
Okay. It's based on the net income. The net income is like all the taxes already taken out, right? Okay. Then you pay yourself based on
The
on the
profit.
profit. So if
Yes.
you make zero profit, you don't get paid.
What are you going to take the cash from?
Exactly.
So
Oh,
that's why we have to look at
shoot.
the numbers. So if you
Yeah.
go sign, so here's a client story that we saw out of
Yeah.
onboarding a few months ago.
Yeah.
We had somebody who came through onboarding, and she's like, I don't understand what's happening. Like, I have a ton of revenue coming in, I have the sales, but she had never looked at her income statement because she didn't have one. She didn't have any bookkeeping.
Mm.
So when we did what we call catch up, we bring all of her transactions into QuickBooks, into the system. She had two major problems. She signed a lease for a space that she'll fill eventually, right? Like, she'll grow into that space. She has room for growth. She's in an amazing location. Like, it's to die for.
Yeah.
She's paying for it.
She's literally
Okay.
dying. She's literally
Yep.
dying.
Yes. And
Okay.
then because her business doesn't have any cash, because she can't pay herself because there's nothing left over, it's all going to rent. And then because her business doesn't have any money, she's not taking any owner straws. So what does she do? Well, I need to eat. And while I need to pay for this, she's putting all these personal expenses into her business, clouding the success of the business even further.
Mm.
And all those are personal expenses, are owner's draws. But what clouds it is that we didn't, if we're not looking at the income statement, we can't see what the real leak is. We had another client who she like, all of her money was going to cost of goods sold. She spent so much money in inventory and R&D and back bar. Like, there was so much investment going to that category. We thought at first it was more of a startup cost, but
Uh,
it continued month after month after month. And so we had a spending problem that we needed to correct so that we had the profit to pay herself.
oh my God. Okay. There is, oh, continue. Is there more?
Well, before we move on to the next topic, let's talk about how to pay yourself
Okay.
as an S corp.
Okay, yes, yes. Talk to me.
Okay.
I'm taking it
No,
all in.
okay. Okay.
We are actually an S corp. So
Okay. You are an S corp.
we
Okay.
are.
So
Yeah, yeah.
perfect. Okay. So as your business grows, when you have $75,000 a year of net income for more than 2 years, so you're running your business, you're an LLC, you're like, okay, I'm making profit. You have 2 years of $75,000 of net income. If you are also regularly paying yourself owner's draws, meaning like money's coming out regularly,
Mhm.
and you no longer commingle business and personal, right? Like I want those three things achieved before you become an S corp. Once those three things have been achieved, you can implement a tax strategy called S corp status. Still an LLC, but you're taxed as an S corp.
Mm.
This means you are now a business expense to your business.
You are a business, so you can get paid. Like you
You
are the
get paid.
payroll. Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
You go on payroll. You are on payroll. You get a regular paycheck. When you go to buy your car, you say, hey, yeah, I have a paycheck stub.
Yeah.
You are a business expense to your business. Here's the catch. Everything has a catch. The
Mm-hmm.
IRS says that in order for you to enjoy this tax savings, because you're not paying self employment tax anymore, to enjoy this tax savings, you have to pay yourself a reasonable compensation. You can't pay yourself $20,000 a year and then take a bunch of
Mm-hmm.
money in draws. You have to pay yourself what you would reasonably pay somebody else to do your job in the business. So all of
Mm.
our tax clients, when we do taxes for our clients, we give them a reasonable compensation report. And that tells them how much to pay themselves based on their state, their area, and their role in the business. So you have audit protection to say, yep, I got this handy dandy report, and my handy dandy report told me pay myself, $60,000 a year.
Okay.
It's important because you after you pay yourself a reasonable compensation, you could take as much money as you want in draws.
Okay. So you pay yourself a reasonable check. And then
Mm-hmm.
once that is scheduled and you have it and it's happening, then you can also go in and take owner withdrawals of any amount on top of that paycheck.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
It's a
People,
beautiful strategy.
it is beautiful. What is going on? This is organization is so satisfying to me.
Well, once you understand enough of it, or have a money team that you can say, hey,
Yes.
explain this to me. What does this mean?
Yes.
Is it time? Um, it does feel satisfying.
I mean, how lucky are you that you get to organize people's lives?
I do love it.
Okay.
There's nothing better than feel like, all right, so people come, especially during onboarding, shoulders up to their ears. Like, it's just like, oh my God, like, tell me everything. Like, I know
Yeah.
I'm messing everything up. Everything is a disaster. I'm on fire. And as people come through onboarding and they get their first few snapshots, just like their ears roll back and around and away. And it's like,
Hmm. Yeah.
then there's this confidence that happens. It's like, you know why I'm not investing in my business and growing? It's because I didn't know how much to spend. Now that I know what I'm making, psh, I want to run that ad. Yes, I want to turn on my Google ads.
Hmm.
Yes, I want to donate to that charity. Yes, I want to be
Yes.
part of that. Like you can
Yes.
start saying yes with confidence and no with confidence
Yep.
because you know what you can afford with peace and calm. And then you can say, yeah, I'm ready to grow.
That is so cool. Okay. If you guys are listening and watching this, I hope you reach out to Miss Danielle because this is bomb. Okay. When I have heard, and you probably know this too, that some salons are that they barely make 8% profit.
It's a tough industry.
Tell us about this.
Yeah.
How
So
can, yeah,
here's
go.
the thing. It's a tough industry. And I want to honor what you guys do because it's passion, right? Like there is passion around getting the opportunity to make someone feel beautiful. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'll never forget that
Yeah.
feeling
Mm-hmm.
standing behind the chair and seeing somebody be like, oh gosh.
Yeah.
And I want to acknowledge that for you guys because you have payroll.
Mm-hmm.
You have to pay yourself. You have
Yep.
to pay your team. You have commission. You have cost of goods sold. You might have inventory if you're selling inventory.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have facility costs. And so you have a very expensive business to run. And so
Mm-hmm.
it is your responsibility, again, as a business owner, it's your responsibility to make sure that you're charging enough, that you're bringing enough people in the door, that you're paying your team the right commission structure,
Mm-hmm.
that you have a facility that supports who you are today,
Mm.
not too much of the future growth, not too much of who you were yesterday, a facility that supports who you are today. Because when you can get that spending right, you can make a profit. But I just want to acknowledge that because you have inventory, cost of goods sold, payroll, and facility, it is much more expensive than somebody who's running just an online business, a purely
Mm.
service-based business.
Okay. Okay. The other thing is that there's a lot of salons out there who pay like a 50% commission.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's too much.
Thank you. Okay, that was my question. It is too much. Thank you. In my mind, I say, oh, a 50%? Okay, so then you're a partner in this. So then
Yeah.
we are equal. So then this is your business too. Like, can you clarify what the ideal commission percentage rate structure should be, not only for salons, but like any business?
Yeah. So if you go to
Mhm.
kickstartaccountinginc.com/healthy, we have a
Mhm.
worksheet that so if you're a visual person, we have a
Yes.
whole worksheet, red, yellow, green. It's beautiful. I
We're
think
going
that's
to
great.
have that link in the show notes.
Okay. So when we think about payroll, we want payroll to be around 30 to 40% of your total sales. Now, remember what I said? We have cost of goods sold. So
Hmm.
we have to have, 10 to 20% of our sales going to cost of goods sold. We have to fill our back bar. We need to advertise and market. So, in a growth season for a business, so if you're in active growth mode, you bring
Hmm.
on a new stylist, you need to
Hmm.
fill her chair, you need to get her busy.
Hmm.
You might have 10 to 12% of your sales going back out in advertising and marketing dollars. So,
Hmm.
we need to market our salon. We have our facility costs. We want about 8 to 10% of our sales going out the door in facility. If we have more than that going into rent and utilities, repairs, then we're spending too much. Now, the idea is not to be perfect, okay?
Hmm.
You're going to have seasons. There's going to be seasons where you're like, okay, I really need to grow this thing. Like I need people in my butts in chairs. So you might have 15% in
Yeah.
advertising and marketing, but that means I want to see lower costs everywhere else.
Hmm.
As your business matures, like as you mature as a business owner, you've got consistent branding,
Hmm.
presence. You can lower your advertising and marketing costs. You can get smarter with the way that you spend money and cost of goods sold. You've learned your lesson. You know what works, what doesn't. There's a lot
Yeah.
of lessons
Hopefully
there.
you learned it.
Um, leave experimental dollars, but we know what works. That's when we might be able to turn up the percentage of commission. I also might want to give my highest performers a higher commission. So the more you make, I have a sliding scale, but I
Hmm.
really want to cap that payroll between 30 and 40%.
Thank you. I appreciate you saying this. I don't know. I feel like people get creative. They're already like creative people. And then they're like, oh, money. Let's get creative with money. And you're like, no, please, God, don't.
Yeah. And look, there's no shame, there's no the way
Yeah.
I paid my first employee 11 years ago, it's so different how I pay people today.
Yeah.
So we're all learning, we're all growing, but it um there's a mindset shift
Hmm.
happens where people want to work part like they want to be part of a amazing brand,
Right.
an amazing company. Like they want to come and work for you outside of the fact that you pay 50%.
Hmm.
Right? Like you don't have to pay them 50% to want to come to work.
Yeah.
You can lower that because if you lower those dollars, you can invest in other areas of the business and make this a really healthy, sustainable, great place to come to work.
Hmm.
If you're giving them all the
Exactly.
money back, you can't make it a great place to work.
Yeah. Now, let's talk about the other side of the spectrum with, let's say it's like a huge, amazing business and you have so many amazing employees and like they want to go out and they want to put their own, right? And so now the salon is in a position of, oh my God, let's have a conversation. Let's let the salon or let the business be your investor so that you can go. How does that work with people who are on the other side of this? Because I don't think that's talked about a lot either. Like, how
You
does that?
mean the stylist leaves to go start their own salon?
Yeah, like the stylist, like, hey, I love being here with you, but I think it's time for me to put my own business. And the salon owner, hopefully they're not toxic. They're like, oh my God, cool. Let's be your investor. Let's talk the numbers. How do people do that? I've
It's a
only ever
decision.
seen that. I've only ever seen that maybe like two, maybe three times because
Yeah,
everybody's a little, so
because it's a decision.
okay.
So I almost want to consider it like a franchise model. So
Yeah.
there's a few different ways that I've seen that done. You can say, yeah, I want, like, let me invest in you and you can use my brand. So this is going to be an extension of my brand. And so in that, you're going to use my standard operating procedures. You're going to do it in a way that feels in alignment with my brand because I'm going to invest in
Mm,
your extension of your business. I'm going to have equity. I'm going to own a piece of that business. And you're going to use my branding and parts of my brand. And then I'm going to get a royalty based on that. I'm going to get a
mm,
royalty percent back for the use of my brand.
mm,
Um, if you didn't want them using your brand or your SOPs, like you just literally want to be an investor in their business,
mm,
it might look like a loan with some traditional loan financing. It might look like some equity, like you
mm,
own a small part of their adventure.
mm.
Um, it's very, very risky. So the
Oh,
number of business owners who go out of business, think about it.
yeah.
What made you a great stylist isn't what made you a great business owner.
Mm-hmm.
Very different things.
Mm-hmm.
People underestimate how hard it is to be a business owner. I have two kids, 20 and 16, and
You
the
look
only
amazing, girl. I didn't see that coming. Okay.
the only thing that was harder than raising my two kids is raising Kickstart.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is the hardest job I've ever done in my life. And people don't understand that. And
Mm,
so, what made you a great stylist is not going to make you a great business owner. And so, if you have a team member who wants to go do it on their own, I'm going to say, I don't know that I want you to invest because you don't know if they're going to be a great business owner just because they're a great stylist. And so,
mm-hmm.
by giving them your brand, your SOPs, helping them set up their point of sale system and helping them manage money, introduce them to your bookkeeper, like teach them everything that you know about business, you're setting them up for success for that business to
Yeah.
actually work.
That is beautiful because people, they're like, yeah, let's do it. And then it's like, wait a minute. No, no, slow down. Slow your roll. Okay. Tell everybody about okay, just right off the bat, Kickstart is the business, right? Kickstart
Kickstart
account.
accounting, Kickstart accounting Inc.
Kickstart.
Yes.
In my head, and probably everybody listening or watching, I envision Kickstart accounting just a full-on badass woman team, just a bunch of women doing the numbers and like just teaching everybody. Is that true?
It's so true.
I love it.
So if you go to our website, it's and even our Instagram, they've done such a beautiful job. So Instagram's Kickstart Accounting, our website's kickstartaccountinginc.com. Our team is a group of amazing people. We have created, I speak about the brand so passionately because we have created our own framework and brand and standard operating procedures that allow our team to have really amazing careers.
Mm,
And they come every single morning, really, really excited to do
mhm.
bookkeeping
Yeah.
and
I'm
balance
so
numbers.
I'm so about it. Girl power.
Yeah. And they love when clients ask questions and book calls. And yeah, they're amazing.
I love that. And where are you guys at?
So I'm in Cleveland, Ohio, but we're national.
Okay.
We have our team is scattered throughout the entire United States. We have worked virtually since we started. So,
Okay.
we did it before COVID made it cool.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and we've really mastered the way that we work virtually together, and it's pretty amazing.
This is so cool. I love the attention to detail. I do feel like women, okay, here's a question.
Yeah.
In your experience, do you feel like women, unfortunately, do you think that we suck more at money than guys do?
Okay, let's be clear. We were programmed to think we suck,
Ooh, okay.
right? Like we don't
Yeah.
actually, like I'm way better at money than my husband. And I actually hear a lot of women say that. Um,
Okay.
we have been trained by social media,
Hmm.
by TV shows, by society that women are bad with money, girl math,
Hmm.
that we should be small and stay quiet and take care and wah, wah, wah.
Hmm.
And men are taught to be big and be bold and take risks and do more, apply for the job you're not qualified for. You're
Hmm.
smart. Take up space, right? Like this is very real. Like it's
Yes.
very real. Like
Like
it
you're
is,
smart. No, you're not.
yeah, like it is really actually sad.
Yeah.
So like I and we have lots of male clients that we work with too. And
Yeah.
um our male clients, it's funny when we do a discovery call because they are very confident on calls. They're like, yeah, I need help. I'm not doing this myself. Like, I'm not doing the bookkeeping. Like, yeah, you're gonna send me the report at the end of the month. Like, once they land on our page, they're already like, yeah, sign me up. I know I need it. Whereas women are like, well, I'm not sure if I should spend the money. I should
Hmm.
probably do it myself. I should be the one that's the expert. I
Yeah.
should learn how to do bookkeeping. Like, why? Why?
Yeah. Delegate that ish. Get it
Yes.
out. I can't. I no. Just somebody else do it. I don't we as women, we are doing so much, have so many hats. Why add this other one too?
Ask for
Why?
help. And I think that for everything. Like
Yeah,
tonight when you don't want to make dinner, ask for help. Have somebody else in your house do it. Like
absolutely. Yeah.
like we can speak up and say, "Hey, I actually don't want to be the one to do that here. I don't want to be the one to do that in my business. I'm going to accept help. I'm going to elevate who I am. I'm going to be
Hmm.
the business owner that I want to be. I'm going to stop playing small. I'm going to take up space and I'm going to get what I deserve."
I love that. Okay, here's a question. What has been your most favorite insult that you have ever gotten that is like your driving force?
Mm. I had a tax accountant. So I had decided my first few years, well, we still have somebody outside. I said, as a CPA, I want to have somebody else like do my taxes so that I
Hmm.
had that like checks and balance.
Yeah.
And I went to Joe, a family friend. I always laugh. Like, I'm sure Joe's heard me tell this story at this point. I've told it so many times. So Joe, I walk into this office. This man, family friend, we used to go there when we were little. Like, has not updated his carpet or the paneling, and I had to go in person. And I remember him shaking his head at me and calling it my little business. And I was so insulted that I went back the next year. We had like tripled in revenue. I like feathered my hair, wore high heels. I was like, yeah, here, Joe,
Yeah.
your little business.
Yeah.
How's your little business? Oh, I see you haven't upgraded. Yeah.
That is so perfect. Did he like freak out or like what was the
No,
reaction?
no, no. He gave literally
Zero
no,
bucks.
nothing. He could care
Yeah, he
less.
could care less. Okay.
Because like to him, he wasn't like, it, I don't even think in the tax world, there's a lot of man shaming, slamming go. Like, you just
Oh,
like old, like we have a very aging industry.
it's
So we
true.
have a
It's
lot
true.
of old male accountants.
Yeah.
I'm trying. Like my daughter's an accounting major. I'm trying to rah the accountants.
We love
But
you, accounts. We cannot do anything without you guys.
yes,
Okay. Just saying.
but there are a lot of older accountants out there. Like
Right.
Joe had no idea what he was saying. Like, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like there
Yes. Yeah.
he lacked complete self-awareness. He was not trying to be mean.
No.
It's just
It
like
just
you're
came
looking
out.
for.
You're like, "Eh, eh." Okay. How do people get in contact with Kickstart accounting?
Yeah, go to
What
Kick
is the step by step?
yeah. Go to kickstartaccountinginc.com. There is on the right-hand side a button that says book a call. Book a call with
Book
my
it.
really cool team, who is really kind and sweet and like no judgment. They'll give you a big mama bear hug, and have a conversation about what you have in your business today. They'll walk you through kind of what we offer and how we offer it. We do bookkeeping, send you the CEO snapshot each month. We do offer taxes, it's premium tax support. And then we do offer CFO services as your business continues to grow and you're ready for forward looking strategic support. What I'll say is never too early and you're never too small. Like we have
Oh,
packages for business owners who start at $100,000 a year. And as you grow, we grow right alongside you. So
that is
um,
beautiful.
my mission in the world is to never take away access. I've had so many coaches and
Mm.
businesses over the years that say, stop offering that package, Danielle. Like, never, I will never stop because the business owner who's bringing in $100,000 a year, she needs support. She needs the CEO's dashboard. She needs to get a snapshot every month. And when she's $250,000 a year in sales, I'm going to be just as excited to help her as I was at 100. And then
Oh.
when she celebrates $1 million, my team is going to rally around her and celebrate the crap out of her.
See, that is the kind of attention that women in business, anybody, I mean, even the guys too,
Anybody, yes,
anybody and everyone needs that kind of nurturing,
yes,
especially with money. Okay, so we covered a lot, I think.
yeah.
So what is a question that I did not ask that you wish I did, and how would you have answered?
Um, I guess I don't know what the question is. I guess like my biggest mistake in business was thinking that I had to do it myself.
Oh.
And like I remember that crossroads moment. Like I remember
Hmm.
sitting in my old house at the dining room table, like deciding whether or not I was going to hire my first employee or hire this marketing consultant. And I needed both of them because I couldn't invest in marketing without another team member.
Hmm.
And I had to like deal with my money mindset and put my big girl pants on and
Hmm.
like do both. And I
Oh.
couldn't have done that without understanding my numbers, without building a budget and not doing it alone. And I remember that being the moment in my business saying like, I'm not going to carry the burden of everything every day forever. And
Mm.
I believe that I'm in 11 years in business because I let my team carry the burden alongside me. And I have a lot of fun. Like I love what
Yeah.
we do. That's really cool.
See, passion, passion. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Danielle. I learned a lot. I know people
Okay.
watching and listening are learning a lot. I highly encourage everybody to go reach out to Kickstart Accounting ASAP. And yeah, thanks for coming on the Beauty Pro
Yeah, thank you.
podcast.
This is fun. Thanks.
You're welcome.